Okay, we're about to go to Cedar Mountain. Finally got politics to 10, and we're going to take medicine to 10. So, yeah, that's good. Um, we do get the Enfields, and I don't need the Lamottes right now because we're not going to bring any cav to Cedar Mountain, so that can wait. So I think we get +2 morale. That's nice. Okay, so I just poured everybody to the left kind of thing. Everybody's 2,500. If you want to lower your losses in the battle, check out High Bob War Bob. He brings 2 snipers. That's a good idea. Panda Kraut brings artillery. I'm bringing all infantry because, as you can see, I have a lot of 1-star units that need to get their 2nd star. So, yeah. My Harper's Ferry 1 lost his 3rd star. He's going to get it right back. So, and I have a bunch of 2-star generals that I'd like to grind up some XP. Longstreet, Jackson, makes sense. And General something Compass is going to get his 3rd star because he's like 99 or something ridiculous. So he's easily going to get his 3rd star. Yeah, it's 14 units, and this army is going to look really good when this battle is over. So yeah, if you bring 2 snipers, and I have 2 3-star snipers, you can lower your losses. I think I lose about 4,000 in this battle. I think with snipers, 3,000 maybe. But my judgment call was I need to get more XP for the army, and I'm willing to trade some casualties to do that. So, and boy, are we going to grind up some XP on these units. So I'm sending 4 guys, 4 units hard left. I want to keep Harper's Ferry 1 and 2, well, mostly Harper's Ferry 1 out of the early part of the battle, and have him just grind up. Like, he has pretty high melee, but I want him to grind up efficiency and firearms, and he's going to do that perfectly well. Yeah, I was planning on not launching this phase until my left and right flank got into position, but he's just kind of giving up his right flank. So I fought this battle a couple times, and one time I even maneuvered a large force around both flanks and then came behind him. But the AI is really programmed weird. He doesn't retreat south. He like retreats to the wood line, and then you still have to dig him out of the wood line. So I think the best way to approach this is, yeah, put guys on his right and left flank, and then just push him off the wood line. He can't hold the woods that's on the left. His right flank, the left, as you're looking at the map, he can't hold it. So you just drive him off of that. And then it's a matter of just pushing him out of the wood line. His left flank, the right side of the map, collapses every time. But if he holds his right flank in the woods, he can dig in there, and he you have to dig him out, and it takes a while. I mean, it's depending on how hard he holds the wood line and how successfully he is able to stay there. That's going to determine how many losses you're going to take. It's a matter of time. I mean, you're going to push him out. But if he can stay there for a long time, he can inflict a lot of losses. Yeah, on my left flank, I have my guys coming in now on his flank, and I mean, the guys in the woods are going to push him out, and then there's nothing really there. I should have had my officer up. That's a screw up. He has 3 perks, so +10 cover, always nice to have. Yeah, he's moving troops over to the right. That's good. That'll allow me to come in on his left flank. I do think a 24-pound howitzer would do well here. Not right now, but when he's holding that right bit of woods, you could roll up a 24-pound howitzer and blast him out of there. Because once you take the woods, he's pretty much done. So it's just a question of casualties. So yeah, there's no reason to be in a hurry. There's tons of time. You just get into a better position than the enemy and blast away at him. Stay in good cover and take advantage of whatever he gives you. So yeah, he can never hold the woods. So I was going to heavily weight my left flank and then start to slide some people to the right once I secured these woods. So first thing to do is secure the woods. And he actually is giving me the right bit of the woods. I hadn't planned on going over there just yet because he has a bunch of artillery. But man, he's giving up a bit of the woods. Okay. Because that's really crucial to his defense. I'm a little bit nervous about going in there. I would like to launch my far left forward first, and I need to shift some people to the right. But yeah, if he lets me just slide in there, that'd be very nice. So yeah, we just about have everyone up. Harper's Ferry 1 is not going to participate in this part of the battle. Actually, he sits out about half of the fighting, but he still gets... he doesn't get the most kills of any unit. He certainly gets the highest kill ratio, but he gets almost 2,000 kills. So, yeah, the enemy is a sitting duck when he shows up, and he just racks up kills. Yeah, I think he takes 22 casualties and kills 1,800, if I remember correctly. Which is exactly what I want him to do. And I think he even gets some melee. He even gets some melee points. But that's what I need him to do. I need him to... I think he has about... He comes out of this with 70 melee. I think he goes into it with 60 or 65. And then he gets a whole bunch of kills, so he goes way up in efficiency and firearms. So, yeah, it's perfect. Actually, Harper's Ferry 1 and Harper's Ferry 2, and Harper's Ferry 2 doesn't take very many casualties. Both of them get their third unit perk. So Harper's Ferry 1 lost his third star, third unit perk, when I poured in a bunch of men into the unit, but right after this battle he gets it right back. And all I'm doing right now is just exchanging shots with 3 detached skirmishers against one of his infantry. On my left, and the big news is that, man, he just gave up his left flank. I expected to have to fight through those woods, but it didn't happen that way. So need to get the ammo wagon moving. By about the time it gets to the right flank, they'll need ammo. So, yep. Fall on both flanks at the same time with lots of weight so the AI can't figure out what to do. And, yeah. Harper's Ferry 1 still in reserve. I want to get some flanking shots on this guy that's in the open. He'll rout. Don't want to push too hard in the north. I want him to actually it doesn't work if you try to take the edge of the map or something and push him south. It just goes all kinds of weird. So yeah, I don't want to push too hard. I want him to just retreat north. And my thought is that I'll just destroy him in the north. The problem, and it works. I mean, I drive him north, pin him against the edge of the board, and capture 10,000. Problem is, the battle is it's just started. Like the battle just began, and there's a whole bunch of time left over. And yeah, I don't need a whole bunch of captures right now. I'm in the unique place where I don't need captures. What I need is my units to fire. I need them to grind up efficiency and firearms. And I need my one-star units to do some boring walking, so, and grind up condition. So that's what I need. So I save right before I charge, everybody surrenders, I get 10,000 captures. I redo it. So I cut that out. I redo it. I'll show you where that part happens. And I only capture 67, almost 6,800. So that's, you know, 7,000, so about 3,000 less. And then I let 2 units get out of the pocket intentionally. And then he retreats into the right corner. And as he does, now you can also make him retreat to the left corner. The left corner is actually better. But I wanted him to retreat to the right corner because I actually didn't want him to die. And if you want him to die, then you have him retreat left. So he retreats into the right corner, and then we waste time for a couple of hours. That's pretty much it. And I end up with, yeah, almost 7,000 captures. But we shoot an additional 2,200, which is good. So that's more firearms and efficiency. And yeah, it all works out. You won't see the charge, but basically when I have everybody charge, they go in and everybody surrenders instantly. I mean, it's like instantly over, everybody's captured. So I think there are like 4 units that surrender, give me that little heads up that the enemy's about to break, then I just order all 14 units to charge, and it's instantly over. Everybody surrenders. So here I'm just trying to get 3-on-1. This guy's flashing white. Again, I really don't want to drive him to the right. I want the enemy to retreat north. I want to leave him a nice big pocket to do that. And yeah, he has a supply wagon that comes in to the right. If it didn't already come in, I pretty much ignore it. I don't care about it. I'm interested in driving him out of these woods, and we can pick up that supply wagon at any time. So the way to drive him north and keep him from retreating right or left, which I do, is don't push too hard east, west, or south. Keep your that beautiful white cone that you can see, firing cone that you can see because you're playing Panda Kraut's amazing and wonderful mod. Yeah, make sure that that is just at the edge of the first enemy unit that you can see or reach. Don't push that cone too far, because that's what makes the enemy run away. So if it's just right at the edge of the first unit that you can reach, it usually doesn't make him flee in some direction you don't want him to go. So, and then, like, I would have had the option of just shooting him to pieces. Like, I could have just shot all of his units like, you know, I used to, and everybody used to before this mod, and we got rewarded for captures. So I send a detached skirmisher up to take a shot at his artillery. That's good. And then get out of there. I figure his cav is going to get away. I didn't put a unit over in the North Woods, and that's okay. His cav can go over to the corner. But oddly enough, he stops. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure everybody's firing, because my units are pretty close to each other, and this is easy to screw up. And his units are moving around a lot. So as his units move around, if I have targeted a unit, and then that unit moves, my unit will keep targeting the guy who moved and then be firing at absolutely nobody. So we needed this guy to break. So everybody was firing at him. Everybody fired a volley. This guy breaks. Now we need to do the same thing to the next guy. Need to get this guy out of the line of sight. Everybody fires at the next guy breaks. On the other side, he has 3 units that are kind of, well, there are 2 that you can see that are really moving around. And I really needed to hit pause more often and make sure that all my units over there were firing, because they're not. So like a unit, one of my units will target his unit that's to the front, then that unit moves out, and the other unit is to the front. My unit won't fire. He'll just stand there and take casualties. So that's just something you have to do. There are 2 ways to do it: retarget a new unit, or just hit the space bar and turn your unit off hold and then back on hold. When you do that, it cancels all orders. And then what happens is your unit will just target whatever's in front of it. So I suspect the unit that routed wasn't doing very much damage, either blocked or there was a targeting problem. That's what I suspect. So now there's 1 infantry unit and another one coming in to reinforce that position. So I really just need those 2 guys to rout, and then the units to the left, the enemy right, our left, their position will be impossible, and we should be able to drive him off. Yeah, if you take a look at one of my units, I actually ordered the supply wagon to move, and I accidentally grabbed my Enfield. My Enfield then started to move to the right, so I had to tell him to run back to the left and get in position. So that could have been bad if I had missed that entirely. So his cav unit gave my detached skirmisher time to block him, so that worked out. Again, I have the infield back in place, so that's good. Those 2 infantry units on top of each other are just, they're not taking losses, and I'm firing into them, and they're just not taking losses, and they're not taking any morale damage. And they keep bouncing around, which screws up my fire. So yeah, I need to really focus on hammering those 2 guys. These guys here on the left, they're just going to, the enemy left, my right, they're just going to be pushed out of there. The only guys that I see are going to be hard are the 2 units that are on top of each other and the unit right next to that. Fortunately, it looks like he is making his units, because they're on top of each other, they're going to start bouncing around in ways that are detrimental to him, which is good. And yeah, keep moving people up and just get in range. In the far north, I actually had the unit fall back because I didn't want one unit exchanging fire with one of his in the open. So, and also I don't really want to push too much to the north. I want to push these guys out of the south and have them all retreat to the north. So I'm looking for any flank shots or how much damage I can do to these guys. They're about to rout. They can't keep taking these kind of hits. He's actually in worse shape than he looks right now. Yeah, and I just ordered the Harper's Ferry 4 to just retreat even further. Just, yeah, we don't have to do this right this minute. So I need to, we've actually pushed this guy back far enough on one side, and one of his units just broke. So that only leaves 2 units that are holding up this show, and when they rout, it's over. His position is completely lost. So, yeah, fortunately his artillery decided to sit there and take a bunch of losses. And so I need to start pushing guys to the right. So guys need to start pushing to the right. And it's just about time to bring up Harper's Ferry 1, so I'm going to bring him up. I did not want him exchanging shots in the open with fresh units, and I did not want him exchanging shots with guys in the woods. But now his army is starting to break. It's time for Harper's Ferry 1 to step up and get shots. And I think the first thing he shoots at is a whole bunch of guys retreating. So they're in the open, retreating, and he's going to just rack up just a bunch of kills. That's what I want him to do. Every easy kill this guy can get. Yeah, we're very soon we're going to have a wall of infantry that stretches in a solid line on the right side all the way to the north edge, and we have a wall of infantry already on the left side. I'm looking at a couple of his infantry units. It's like he has a straight line of infantry. There's not 2 lines. A couple of these guys I can hit in the back, and they should rout. I don't think his cav unit does hardly anything this entire battle. It's interesting he goes to the north edge and he's kind of looks like he's looking for an escape route, and he doesn't find it, and so I guess it's confused about what to do. So I need people to move forward. There's still 3 infantry units in the woods. I think about charging these guys, but I shouldn't have to. These guys should just take a fixed amount of fire and then fall back. So Jackson is actually flashing white, so I need to take my Enfield unit that's next to him and have him block for him. That's something you can do. If you put a unit in front of a guy who's flashing white like that, instead of standing there and dying, he will recover. So I put the guy on, I need to put him on run and get him in front of Jackson, and then Jackson will recover. And his detached skirmisher is right behind him. I need the detached skirmisher to get there so that I can detach him. And I think about going over and picking up his supply wagon, but no, that's what we need to do is win this. So it looks like one of his units has routed, but he's still, and he has a second one that's flashing white, but there's still one in the south that is holding on. So I need to just make those guys, push them out. Need to get rid of them. Harper's Ferry 1 is going to pick up some easy kills on that unit that's routing to the north. So that's good. Finally, the detached skirmisher gets there on the end field, and we can detach him. Now the line is in good shape. So both infantry units are now flashing white in the south. Yeah, I have Harper's Ferry 4 fall back again. He lost his detached skirmisher routed, so we're going to just have him back up. We don't need to push. We don't need to push up there. So everybody up there is doing just fine. Yeah, Jackson pretty much recovered. That's good. And his unit's routed. So, yeah, now we can hit a couple of his units. I'd actually take a close look at which way they're facing, and we can hit them from front and back, preferably in the back first, so they flash white. There's no reason to get into melee right now. Just everybody fire and rack up, drive up efficiency and drive up firearms, and it's all going just very well at this point. Yeah, if I do this right with everybody advancing and firing, not only will the unit that's 2,000 route, but the unit next to it will route too, because he'll take 5 or 6 shots and he'll break. Yep, and there they go. So I'm just making sure everybody's getting a shot. And I need to get rid of the detached skirmishers now because they can block my shots and just get in the way. And he's going to run away so fast, I just need people to get as many shots as they can. And then start positioning things for how we're going to wipe these guys out. And again, we don't need to be in a hurry because my army needs to get melee experience always, but right now I need to grind up some kills. So we're going to grind up kills until his units start to surrender. And he has still 2 officers back in that pile, so this might be a while, which is fine because he's pretty much defenseless. Yeah, and the most important thing is don't push too hard and make him pop out of here. Yeah, Harper's Ferry 1 has only been in the battle a short while and already has a huge number of kills. It's just amazing. 3-star units are good. Yep, and again, make sure everybody's firing at the right unit and not like my units were, trying to fire at somebody in the middle of the pile when there's somebody firing at them that's right in front of them. So yeah, I don't want him to slide out to the left just yet. I mean, I'm thinking about letting him go to the left. But what I decided to do is get a couple units to walk over to the left so that if he does retreat to the left, that'll be fine. It's easier to kill him there, and it's easier to get into melee because it's all open. Well, big stretch of open ground. And at the very least, my units can get easy, free shots on him as he drifts off to the left. Now I'm just making sure we don't push too hard. Now I'm going to push a little bit from the south, but not too hard. As soon as my units start to fire, they stop. So we're kind of staying just at the edge of the range that we can fire at so he doesn't feel any pressure. Yeah, his units are bouncing around, that some of them come within range, they get hit, they fall back. It's perfect. So I don't chase after that supply wagon. That's a really, if my unit goes after that supply wagon, everybody will run, all of his units will run to the left. So in case he goes to the right, I'm sending a unit actually off to the right now. Yep, unfortunately he just gave me a supply wagon. It's probably empty. It is empty. That's fine. I'm sending a unit over to the right because it takes a while to get to the far right, so anyone who retreats over there will be trapped in the corner. And also we can pick up that supply wagon, finally. So yeah, just patiently, and we now have 3 units over on the left, and yeah, it's all going very well. Going to move just a little bit closer. His units haven't started to give me that surrender signal. So I'm just waiting. Guy on my far left needs some ammo. Ammo wagon's going to be there in a second. He'll be fine. Yep, and there's the surrender signal. So at this point, I turn off, I put everybody on hold fire. And then I have units target specific units. Now, the problem is I didn't record it. So that's kind of, you know, terrible for the viewer. So when I reloaded, that's when I decided I'm not going to end the battle at 1600. I'm going to drag it out to after 1900. That's, 3 hours of walking in circles. I'm not going to show you 3 hours of walking in circles, but that would be good. So what I decided to do, because I already issued charge orders, now I have to issue don't charge orders, or just tell them to move. Then I have to wait for my units for the charge meter to the cooldown it's pretty long. It's a pretty long cooldown on the charge meter. So everybody's on hold, and yeah, I have to wait. So he's going to start to recover because he has 2 generals. So I have people fire, which is good. They need the XP. And everybody's on hold fire. And I'm just waiting to charge. Like, as soon as these guys can charge, we're going in. But they're starting to recover, so we're going to fire a couple shots. And okay, everybody fire. I didn't do that intentionally. I really intended, when I put them on hold fire, I really intended for them to then charge. So it wasn't a gimmick to make them, or a trick. Still, I can't charge. Okay, and then I decide, oh man, if I'm going to do this, I need to give them an exit. And because I moved a bunch of units on my left, I'm going to let them retreat to the right. If I hadn't done that, I probably would have made them retreat to the left. So, yeah, unfortunately, his generals get away too. That's actually a big plus. So I created a hole for him, and I was hoping a couple of units would survive. Okay, and, as expected, a bunch of them surrendered right away, and we're going to go after, he has 3 units left. I'd like to get one of them, and I can get some shots on. Okay, so now there are only 2 units left. I could get some shots on this guy while I was in the open, that's good, but if I want these 2 units to survive any period of time at all, I need to let them go. So it's pretty hard to do because, your impulse is to go get them. So, but it's only 1611, and we have till 1930. So, yeah, we got them all, and we're not going to capture these other 2. We're just going to shoot them to pieces. And, yeah, drive that guy off, not putting up with his nonsense. Send a couple units off to the right to contain these guys. Fortunately, I don't kill the officers right now. That's a good thing. We do kill them later. And, yeah, and I have this infantry unit over here. His job is to do exactly what he's going to do, which is be on top of them. Okay, so fast forward to 1739. This is what it looks like. Everybody's walking in circles, and yeah. And they're also racking up kills. I actually had the Enfield where Harper's Ferry 1 is, and he was getting a bunch of kills, so Harper's Ferry 1 has 100% condition, so I put him there, and he's racking up kills. The bad thing was he fired at one of the enemy infantry units, like one blast, and it shattered. So he does a lot of damage, apparently. Yeah, the enemy has 2 commanders, so I thought he'd be pretty high in morale, but now this unit is he's down pretty low, so if I hit him too many times, he's going to shatter, even with 2 generals right behind him. So what I end up doing is backing off, and yeah, he insists on charging to he's not charging, he just keeps advancing to his death. To keep him alive, I have to back up quite a bit. I end up backing up almost all the way to the flag. So yeah, now he's under 600. If I don't get out of there, he's going to die. So I just get everybody out. Trying to buy another 30 minutes, which we do. And yeah, just have everybody charge this guy. So we're grinding up some melee on this poor guy, and he's gone. So yeah, there it is. 27,000 versus 4,000 captured, 6788. So yeah, if you want to lower your losses, bring 2 snipers. Watch High Bob. He does it flawlessly. But I wanted to grind up experience, and I'm more interested in that. I think I have plenty of men, and yeah, some of these numbers are great. Harper's Ferry 1, 22 casualties, 1851. Only showed up for the easy part of the battle. But Harper's Ferry 3, 2,000, lost just over 100. I mean, you know, some of these guys did really well. The guys who had to slug it out with the guys in the woods, one of my units, Enfield 3, yeah, took some hits. So yeah, a couple of the Enfield units, they were 1-star units, and yeah, they took the losses. So got a 3-star, got 2 2-stars, and 3 colonels got promoted to brigadier general. It was a good day. Picked up 3,400 Harper's Ferries, some more 10-pound parrots, 5,700 men. Yeah, that he went up 10 in manpower pool, so that sucked. Yeah, ooh, 85. Oh man, look at these numbers. I mean, this is crazy. These are crazy numbers for this early in the campaign. I've never had units like this. That, you know, look at those melee numbers. It's just nuts. And so some of these guys are not close to their 3rd star, but that 3rd unit is not too far away. So he got his 2nd star. The next unit, yeah, he is, yeah, a little bit better officer. He gets his star. He gets his star. That might be a bit of a reach. That's a bit of a reach. But yeah. Yeah, General something Compass got a ton of experience from something. I don't know what. But he's as good as Albert Johnson right now. So yeah, we're going to work on Stonewall Jackson and Longstreet for their 3rd star, the way we did something Compass. So most of these 1-star units are just on the edge of getting their 2nd star. So that'll be good. I'll have, after the next battle, Harper's Ferry 3 will have its 3rd star, and all these guys will be 2-star easy. So yeah, that's not bad. It's not, well, I can't believe I have 2 3-star infantry units. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, these guys are looking terrific. That unit probably only got its 2nd star because he has a 3-star officer. But they're all good units. So yeah, very happy with it. And stamina went way up. These guys, I think, had like 40 stamina, and now they're, I mean, that's amazing. That's just, it's boring to do, and every time I do it, I think, this is a waste of time. And then I look at my army. It's certainly worth it. Yeah, these guys are all at 100. And then you have to go there for it to be, it's still really high though. I mean, those are incredible numbers for morale and stamina. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the battle, and I'll see you next time.